Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, this podcast is brought to you by Final Form Supplements. Final Form Supplements is a supplement brand with honesty labeling. So the labeling in supplements is Wild Wild West. Sometimes labels aren't honest. They have things in there that's on in there. We don't have to worry about that with Final Form Supplements. We got everything you need from protein powder, creatine, skin care, soap for your skin, handcrafted soap, and we have all kinds of things. Go to finalformsubs.com, that's SUPPS, finalformsubs.com, use promo code COACHSTRIB, all caps, no space, get 10% off your order, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe on whichever video you're watching here at Ivy Talks Podcast Network, and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the NBA coverage. We have an exciting episode for you guys because we are gearing down to the end of the season. The NBA playoffs has been phenomenal. It's been exciting. We are in the Western and Eastern Conference Finals. But real quick, before we get to that, we're just going to recap round.
I hate that you said that.
What?
It's the end of the basketball season because you know when it ends, it's just really just a dead period. Ain't nothing else coming on, man.
Literally.
I'm not looking forward.
Literally. But and we're going strong. This is gonna be episode 24, I believe. So we'll probably have 25 episodes when it's all said and done for this season, and then we'll be looking forward to season 2. But we're gonna go over round 2 and then what we're seeing because the Eastern and Western Conference Finals have kicked off, and we'll talk about what we're seeing and what we're excited to see. So Eastern second round, Boston Celtics beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-1. Boston, is pretty dominant for the most part. The Cavaliers did have a lot of injuries. I know Chris LeVert was hurt. Donovan Mitchell was hurt. And Donovan Mitchell reportedly was offered a 4-year, $209 million contract extension with the Cavs. They're expecting him to sign. So we'll see and keep a watch on those things here when the offseason starts. Knicks lose to the Pacers 3-4. I thought the Knicks were going to pull this off. Obviously, OG going down there, missing a couple games doesn't help. Julius Randle, Bogdanovich were out the entire playoffs. That doesn't help. And then Jalen Brunson kind of going in and out dealing with injuries, playing through injuries, and fractured his left hand there in Game 7. So the Pacers get it done against the Knicks. Western second round, we had OKC, Denver. Denver handled OKC fairly well. They win 4-2, even though I wanted OKC to come out. But Kyrie and Luka are playing well with that supporting cast they have there in Dallas.
Derek Lively has been playing his ass off.
Yes. Probably the most exciting series in the second round. Denver Timberwolves goes to Game 7. Timberwolves were kind of down and out because I believe they won one, and then Denver went on a 2 or 3 game little win, and the Timberwolves had to win 2 in a row because Timberwolves had to win 2 in a row. They won at Denver, and then they won. I forget which way it goes, but they had to win one at home and away there at the end to get the dub. And then that second game, the second to last game, the Game 6, they won by 45. They were up by 50 at one point, won by 45. When I saw that, because if you're Denver and you need one game to win, you get laxed. They could have put away Minnesota right then and there, but they didn't. Game 6, Timberwolves. When I saw Timberwolves win by such a dominant fashion, in my head I was thinking they're going to win Game 7 because there's no way you can just I get getting lax and maybe you lose by 5 or 10 points if you're Denver. You're like, you know what, we're good. We're going to be okay. It was a close game. They need to win 2 in a row. Getting beat by 45 is wild. That's absolutely wild. So I figured Minnesota's going to handle business Game 7, and they did. But it was a good competitive game. So I'm going to kick it off to Cal. But real quick, so for the Western Conference Finals, we have Timberwolves, Mavs. Mavs are up 1-0. And then for the Eastern, we have Pacers, Celtics. Celtics are up 1-0. So Calvin, I'm going to pass off to Coach Calvin. Give me what's a quick summary and what you saw from the teams that won and went to the Eastern Western Conference Finals. What did you see that worked for them, and what do you think they need to continue to do to win their conference championship to make it to the NBA Finals?
Well, I kind of want to go back to the whole Cavs thing about Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
I'm kind of torn between it because obviously, like, there's Garland, Tennessee kid, and everything like that. We want to
Mm-hmm.
and everything. There was reports that came out saying that Mitchell was obviously frustrated, I guess, with the lack of like seriousness.
Right. Yeah, I saw that report as
Um,
well.
and I hate to say it, man. Like, if he doesn't play in that series, I feel like it would have been a sweep, to be honest. I mean, he's putting up 50 points and everything like that. That's not his team, but he's doing the most on the team right now. So I don't know if they're expecting him to sign and everything. I just don't see Darius being there anymore, to be honest. Um, I don't know if they're going to go into like free agency or see who they can pick up in the draft, but I mean, I just don't see that working out. I hate it for DG, but bro, he has one of the best handles in the league right now, like top
Right.
five. Like, he'll get picked up by another team like quickly. Like, I know that for sure. What team? I don't know. I would like to see him go to the Magic. Love to see that, get an actual true point guard in that system with Paulo. Be be a great fit, I think. But going back to your question and everything, you said, what was it again? What do you think these teams need to do and everything?
Right. Like what worked for these teams and what do they need to do to counteract the other for the conference finals? So Timberwolves, what do the Timberwolves need to do to beat the Mavs? What do the Mavs need to do to beat the Timberwolves? What do the Pacers do to beat Celtics? What do Celtics need to do to beat the Pacers?
So two things for the West, the Timberwolves and Dallas. I think you just need that high play out of Anthony every night. I mean, on both sides of the floor. I think you need to have Jaden McDaniels still do what he needs to do, play both sides of the floor. Great defender, by the way, but obviously, like, when you get your shots and everything, make sure you knock those down. I think the biggest thing right now, just far as like rim protecting, Rudy has to be healthy. He can't sit out a game and everything. Same thing with Cat. I just think really like your main three for the Timberwolves, they all just got to play at a high level and have your role players play, like do what they need to do and everything. Like Mike Conley doing what he needs to do, Jaden doing what he needs to do. Um, I know there's some other people that I'm missing out, but like those are the people that I can think off the top of my head. Now going to the Mavs and everything, I mean, Luca. Luca's gonna do what he needs to do at the end of the day. Like he's gonna get his 30 plus points and everything. But the thing to beat the Mavs is that you can't let anybody else, like you can't let Kyrie have 30 points too as well, because that's 60 points accounted right there. And then you can expect Derek Lively to have like 10 to 15 and everything like that. PJ Washington's been playing unconditionally good too as well. So he's another factor you got to put in. I mean, I think the way that you beat the Mavs is you let Luca do his thing, but you suffocate the other role players to beat the Timberwolves. If you frustrate Anthony, that's the core right there, man. I think you win at that. Because I just don't think
Right.
Cat's the type of dude that can take over the game and everything, but he's going to be sloppy. I feel like, especially in this state of the season and everything. I just don't think Minnesota really has that next guy that can actually be like, oh, I can go get a bucket besides Anthony. When it's crunch time. Um, that's my 2 cents for that one. I'm gonna be honest, dude, with the East, I did not expect Indiana to be in this position. I really didn't. I
Man.
really, I really did not, dude.
Man.
I really did not. I don't know what to say for them. What they need to do. I mean, dude, they got some hella players on their team. I mean, like Obi Toppin, Miles Turner's been playing good. Halliburton's been playing good the whole season. What's the other guy's name? Naismith or something? Neesmith or something
Yeah.
like. I mean, he's been playing good. I
For the Pacers, at least going off of game one, because that did you see that Pacers Celtics game one?
I didn't get to, but I know it was a close game, especially in Boston, dude. Like that says and
Bro,
that's why I'm kind of like I don't know what to say with the Pacers because it's like I don't want to say, oh, they just played good and they can't replicate it again. But like, I mean,
they're
they're
not
up
supposed to win game one to begin with this thing,
yeah,
right?
but dude, right now they're playing right now and they're down by one. Like they're
Exactly.
competing right now. And
Exactly.
to be honest, I think it's I think it's not fair for me to give an opinion because I really haven't watched the Pacers that much this year to really give
Right.
like an actual critique or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Boston, what I can say for Boston, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown got to be the go-to guys for that. I just think so. I just feel like that. I mean, that's the dudes right there. They've been in this position before. It's just like you know what they got to do at the end of the day. You know, they got to combine at least for 50 points, if not more,
Right.
in my opinion. I mean, Derek White, I feel like Derek White's kind of the glue guy for that team and everything. He can be unconditional, like he can get his shot off at any time, basically, you know. Um,
Right.
but I don't know, man. We've seen the Celtics before, like they get a little bit pressure and they kind of fall, dude. They just fall in shambles. So I don't if Indiana keeps this much pressure on them, I can see a game 7. I can see a game 7 and everything. So
Yeah. So for Indiana, what I'll say, just going off of game one, they need to keep attacking Al Horford because a lot of success they had in game one, they kept attacking Al Horford because they were getting switched where Al Horford was on a guard, and guards quick enough to get the separation, get good space, and they're making their moves right about the elbow free throw area. Secondly, Pacers were up. Pacers had the game sealed. They made horrible, terrible turnovers there late in the game that got Boston back in position. So I think if they keep attacking Al Horford, they keep rebounding because Miles Turner, let Miles Turner dominate the paint. Let Miles Turner dominate the paint. Keep attacking Al Horford on offense and minimize turnovers. I think they win. I think they win the series. They do that. They win game one, which, like we said, the way the way the way that the way the playoffs are set up is you're supposed to the team that starts up at home is the higher seed. So you're supposed to win the first two at home. That's a given. Supposed to be, right. Then when the other team, when they go home and the higher seed team goes away, that team. So like Celtics are supposed to win their first two home games. Pacers are supposed to win the second two home games for them. And then once it's 2-2, you gotta win two more, right? You gotta find a way to steal one away or whatever, because the series doesn't start till somebody wins away. So in my head, like kind of to your point where the Pacers, it's almost like Boston, and in Boston, they almost played their best game. Tatum had like 36. Brown had 26. And you had a lot of guys in double digits. I don't know if Boston could play that well for 4 games straight. Pacers, they didn't play their best game, and it went to overtime. Not only that, they were really winning, made some mistakes, some turnovers that cost them the game, but they were competitive, and they almost stole one of the games they're not supposed to steal. So I think this series, I think, it could potentially come down to this game. If Pacers win this one away, steals one of the first 2 games away, gets home court advantage for the next 2, I think they have a good shot at winning this. Now, if I'm Boston, you got to get this one. So you go up 2-0, then you got some breathing room. So you got, okay, Pacers will probably get one at home, right? So then that'll give you some breathing room. You need to steal one out of the next 2, and then you're back at home. You try to get that win. So if I'm the Celtics, we got to win tonight to give us some breathing room. Because if you go tied 1-1 and then you got 2 straight away, that's tough. That is tough. Woo! Well, we just broke it down today.
I know, right?
But I'm excited. So we're going to see how it plays out. I'm excited because I'm actually getting ready to turn on the game as soon as I get to the crib and watch how this plays out. Watch how this plays out.
I got it right now, and it's gonna be the tone has definitely been set, bro. It's gonna be a good game for sure. So,
all right. Oh, best first quarter. Well, any last minute notes before we sign off? I know there's not too much to talk about with the season almost being done.
Yeah, man. I know they got the draft combine going. and they're looking like Bronny's going to get drafted like late first round. What's your opinion on that? You think it's too
I
early? Do you think like he did have a good combine numbers though? Don't
Yeah, I
get
saw he had a great combine.
I don't like I said, man, I don't think combine numbers reflect to the actual real game situations and everything and all that.
I've been trying to speculate and look at the data, look at context. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if teams are will because every the word is if you draft Bronny, you're also getting LeBron, right? He's a free agent. He hasn't re-signed with the Lakers. I don't think we'll see him sign until after the draft, right? And so I don't know if teams are really looking at drafting Bronny just to get LeBron. I know Bronny doesn't want that. Draft me because you think I'm good enough to be drafted. Don't draft me for my dad. I'm on Bronny's side. I don't think you should draft him if you're only drafting him to get his dad to go there too. I think you should draft him if you truly think he could add value to the team. And if LeBron could, and then we don't know for sure, 100% for sure, if LeBron's going where Bronny goes. That's the world street, but we don't know that somebody could sign Bronny and then LeBron end up going, doing something else. We don't know for 100%, right? Things could
Yeah.
happen. So I don't know. First round, he has good combine. I don't know, like, would you? And then it's like teams, are you really going to use a first round draft pick on Bronny? Because I'm not trying to knock on Bronny, but based on the film he's shown outside of the combine, he's not a first round draft guy. He came off the bench. He averaged like 5 points a game in USC, etc. So he's not a first round guy. Do you use your first round pick to get him? Or do you pick him up where you probably would, maybe second, third round, and he's a guy that can be developed? But then again, do you give that up if LeBron, what I'm saying? There's so many moving parts. I don't know. I have no idea.
I think this is one of the things where like a lot of people, it's like, all right, he already has the tools and everything. He has the resources to become great. It's just basically all off of potential, to be honest, off of this. It's like, is he gonna he has like the access to like all the personal trainers, the nutrition and all that. Like
right.
He doesn't really need like the team facility and everything because his dad gonna get him right and everything just around.
Yeah, that. he's got the greatest dad coach of all time. Possibly.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it's just like so what do you look at now? Obviously, potential, like commitment, I guess, is another one to the game, I guess, and how good you're gonna get your craft. Because I mean, like you said, like his tape and everything, like he doesn't have that much stuff to like kind of go off of, and the stuff to go off of, you can critique a lot of the stuff just because he wasn't getting that much playing time and everything. You can't really get into the game and right. understand it unless you're getting you putting your feet on the court and everything and doing that. So I think it's kind of I just hope, man, they don't draft him just because his name and everything. I hope he actually goes to an organization that actually wants to work with him and get him to potentially his dad's level and everything, which that's a lot of shoes to fill. But like, I mean, dude, it's just so much damn pressure on him, man. And I'm just like, and we knew that was going to happen, but it's just like, it doesn't really help out that the media is like, has a spotlight on this kid. Like, I mean, he's had a spotlight on him ever since he got into high school, But yeah, man. So that's my little rant, 2 cents about it.
Hey, y'all heard it here. Everything basketball in the NBA. But we appreciate you guys for listening. This has been another episode of the NBA coverage. We are winding down. A couple more episodes left this season, but we will catch you guys next week. I'm gonna take